On July 17th, 2025, there was a little girl who was playing on the monkey bars at a playground when she missed or slipped, and she fell a few short feet, landing on her face. She had blood pouring from her nose when she looked up, and she ran crying to her mother. Her mom ended up taking her to the hospital that day. They had to get x-rays on her nose. That injury was severe enough that they had to get x-rays on her nose. And they found out that this little girl has a little fracture. She had a broken nose. However, it was bad enough that the doctors felt the need to take a CT scan. When they did, they discovered that this little girl had a bone infection in her ear. In Acts chapter 28, Paul is on his way to Rome when he has a shipwreck on the island of Malta. Now, these people on this island show Paul such incredible kindness. There was this storm that was blowing in as the cold of the night was settling. And they say, hey, we got to get these people a fire going. And so they start to build this fire. And Paul even goes out himself, gathers sticks and wood, and he brings back this bundle and he sets it down at the feet of this fire. But when he lays this bundle of sticks down, a viper comes out and it bites Paul in the hand. And this apostle stands up, he looks at it, and he shakes it off of his hand and he throws it into the fire. And it says in that chapter that it burns up. When he did this, he just stood up and he looked around, and all of the natives of this island must have thought that he was some type of criminal, because why would a viper come out and bite him of all people? As they stood there waiting for this venom to kick in, expecting Paul to drop dead at any moment, he doesn't. The natives begin to think of him like a god, Lil G, because he was completely unharmed. Paul then shares the gospel with them. See that God who protected this one little girl, who protected Paul from the venom of that viper and protected him through all of the rest of his ministry. That same one who created the entire universe, who knows your name, that is the same God. The same God who allowed this little girl to get that fractured nose while she was playing on the monkey bars. That way, her family could find out that she has this severe bone infection. I want to ask a question today. Where is the awe of that God? That same fear of the Lord that they used to have? And I don't mean fear as in terror. I mean fear as in respect. When the Bible says, fear the Lord, or to have fear of God, it's not talking about terror, being scared of God. It is about having a healthy respect for Him. Because that same God who led the Israelites out of Egypt after 10 plagues, when they followed Him by night as a pillar of fire and a pillar of smoke by day, the one who parted the Red Sea and made the land dry for them to walk across, who made water pour from rocks, who made dry bones come alive again. Where has that awe and wonder of God gone today? because his word, his living, breathing word, says that we should respect him. We should fear him. But if we look around us today, we've lost sight of that fear, that respect, that awe. Because that same God that we praise today opened the earth and it swallowed the entire rebellion of Korah. In Ecclesiastes 12:13, it says, "Now all has been heard. Here is the conclusion of the matter. Fear God and keep his commandments. This is the duty of all mankind." See, this serves as a reminder of our obligations as followers of God. We need to remind each other that this wonderful, loving God that we worship is still the Almighty One. This world and generation that we live in, it doesn't know that anymore. They've forgotten our responsibility, which is to fear him, respect his power and his authority, and know that he is God. I ask you again, where has the awe gone?